Yo.
Yeah. There you go. Shit loud as hell. Freezing in it.
Yeah.
Smack my ass. Ugh. Happy Wednesday, brother. Happy
Same
Wednesday.
to you, man. Same to you. Waiting. Let me see. Let me close my IG and open it back up. I don't see nothing over here yet.
Order. Yeah, man.
Hmm.
As a senior at the office, been around for a while. Know the ins and outs. How far ahead do you put it into like PTO days? Because you're not gonna get approved. It's just like how much of a heads up are you giving them at this level?
Honestly, man, it could literally be like probably
Like
day
Tuesday.
before.
But
Yeah, like
you know what I'm saying?
day before. I got that kind of relationship with my boss.
You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? I thought I had that myself. Found that I didn't.
What?
It's crazy, man. I'll get into it, man.
Oh man,
Funny
what
stuff, man. Funny stuff.
the? Oh shit! Okay. Damn.
Yeah, man.
That cool.
I was trying to give me a little bit of synopsis over the weekend. It's just more the same bullshit. Starting to read the signs.
All
Yeah,
right. This is a perfect platform to get into it, brother. That's for sure,
man. Listen.
man. Oh man. Uh, I guess my IG's acting up. It ain't popping up yet on my side,
Make sure I got on my side.
but it should be good. You see it on IG live on your side?
Yeah, it's up.
Okay. All right. So it's probably
Quick.
just me. But
Test,
I'll,
test.
I'll go over. I'll go over to TikTok until my IG wants to act right. All right, man. We'll probably give it another 2 minutes, man. Appreciate everybody joining in. You know, it is that time of the week, FCP Live, man. Always great to be here. Um, we are live out in New York, hoping that this weather gets right sooner or later. We keep getting small tidbits of good weather. So waiting for that steady flow, you know?
Can't wait. Can't I ain't gonna lie, that 70 degree over the weekend. I mean,
Outside.
trying to feel it a little bit. Big.
Yeah, that's when you just start walking up and down the block for no reason, man. Like fuck
Word.
it.
I walk the dog again.
Yeah.
Like, Coco's
Yep.
fine.
Just like that. Just like that. Oh man. Yeah. Other than that, started rewatching Transformers. My son out the
Part one.
blue. All of this, the whole series.
Yo, the kids don't know about it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. He's in that phase where he wants to just start watching all the Transformers again. So we just finished Bumblebee today. Um, we actually, I think what sparked this was we was watching was Rise of the Beast the other week or so. So that sparked
What's
him to
dope?
just want to watch like
What's dope?
all the series, all the movies of Transformers. So now we technically aren't going to watch a Rise of the Beast since that's next. We're just going to jump to Transformers One. So it's gonna be
What's
cool.
up? Yeah, like Transformers. Like I loved it when the first was dropping. I was in the movies when it was out. They can't relate. You know what I mean? But remember I quizzed the girl like a month ago. I was like, "You ever watch Transformers?" They're like, with the dinosaur robots, right?" Like, nah, I don't even like the recap. We gotta start over. We gotta start over. That ain't what I was thinking when I said.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. But all right, man, it is 8:15, man. We'll get right into things, man. First off, shout out to everybody on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, IG, and TikTok tuning in tonight, man. This is FCP Live. I am Senor Lee, and this is my man Ken Katnick here. And
That's
we
that.
are live here every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, man. Get into some real good topics. Today we got some good stuff lined up for you, man. We're getting comfortable with the uncomfortable today, people. So gear up.
Yeah, you got to. It's the only way to grow. Only way to grow. Except for marriage. We do that as a unit. I spoke about that last time.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. The plan is.
Oh man, for sure,
Oh,
for sure. I remember first and foremost, man, how are you?
doing all right. Trying to find my place in this world every day, it feels like.
Mm,
Um, when she ain't getting pulled over, it's a good day. But
true.
yeah, man. But yeah, I was telling you earlier what PTOs as a veteran in the office, really got a little carte blanche. Yo, man, I know I didn't fill the paperwork. I need this right, yada yada yada. Like it's pretty mandatory to get these days in advance. I thought those were for vacations. I just yeah, real quick. It's like let it ride this time, buddy. I was like, did you say buddy? I made the buddy part up, but I felt buddy at the end of it. You know what I mean? Like so, yeah, pride is respected, but it felt shaky. So I don't know, man. We'll see how the next week goes. Yeah, this week is shaky, man. But how you doing, brother? How was your week?
Oh man, no, it's definitely trying to get back into the swing of things, man. It's still a very contentious week. But I think this week is, since it's a new month, it's not as busy as it could be, but I'm pretty sure everybody's really just gearing up to ask a lot of questions. It's the end of the first quarter. So a lot of people are going to be looking at their performance, looking to see what can be done better. That's on a professional standpoint. On a personal standpoint, man, doing as best as I can, man. You know what I'm saying? This is a tough season for allergies and all that other stuff, man. So just bearing through all of that, man. Just trying to breathe in these streets. That's all it is.
Allergies hit the whole crib at the same time. It's like, are you sneezing? You sneezing too? Get the Benadryl. It's time to
Yeah,
put it down.
man. Yeah, man. It's not a game, man. It's not a game. Let me head over here to IG, see if my joint is acting right. Yeah, I still ain't got it. I still ain't got it. Still ain't got
Um,
it over IG.
do you got your phone on auto update for the apps?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually did the update earlier. I could see everybody else live. I just can't see our live, but it's all good. Oh wait. There we go. I'm in. All right.
Scroll
I
through a
see
little bit.
everybody.
So there you go.
Yeah. All
Got
right.
people live right now.
All right. Shout out to Tanya. Shay Sweet Thing in the building. SKL. Appreciate y'all always supporting, man. That's for sure. All right. So yeah, man, like I said, Darius all of a sudden, he has this newfound affliction with Transformers. And the other day, he was what was it, Monday that the kids were off for Eid, right? So, I'm at home with him and just starting to talk to him about AI and all this other stuff. And I asked him like flat out, like, what do you know about AI? He's like, artificial intelligence. And I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's really good stuff. And I was like, what do you think you should do with artificial intelligence? And he's like, well, I think it's going to make things a little easier, but I really don't know what's going to happen with it. And then I was like, all right, so if you feel like AI is going to make things easier and it's the way of the future, then what do you feel like you should do? And he's like, prepare to stop it. And I'm like, all right, John Connor, like, calm down. Like,
John Wick 5.
like,
Yeah.
but the funny thing was the innocence in his face when I asked him, like, so with
Mhm.
all of this advancement and what you think AI is going to be in the future, what do you think you should do with it? He's like, stop it. Yo, I swear, man, this kid, he's the best.
The kids are truth tellers, man. Did you tell them? Did you ask why that stance?
Say it again.
Did you ask them why that stance on it? Why do you feel you need to stop it later in life?
That's a good question. I honestly didn't follow up on why he feels like he needs to stop it. I probably got to ask him after this one because I think that answer would be very, very interesting, to be honest with you.
Nice, nice. All right. Um, Speaking of AI, it did your boy filthy this week, man.
Oh, yeah.
Um, listen, every so often when I do get to the phones, to the funnies, I do see these little cartoon versions, keeping the AI for the moment. Oh, you put a photo up, something cool happens. I tried it. Bruh. I was like, hey, I don't think I look like Fat Albert, but that looks like Fat Albert. And if that was me in the photo before I went in, who is this on the outro? I'm like, yeah. In the FCP live, man. Every Wednesday 8 o'clock. Obviously.
Yeah. Like
Um,
it's the
what was your thoughts of
eyes.
you?
I mean, I don't know. I think it looks like a what's that comedian? This is a comedian I'm thinking of right now, but it looks like a handsome version of him. I can't really think of it right now, but yeah, that's an interesting take on my look, man. But I this ain't right, bro. Like I think you need to send a letter to somebody at Chat GPT and see what's happening there, man.
They got
That's
me
not
outside.
cool.
Like, I don't ever turn.
Oh man, yeah, man, that's
And I'm
crazy.
like, hey, maybe, because it's, I was sitting down. Maybe, maybe can't get the proportions right. Do another one now. Bruh, this is worse than the first one. I don't
Yo,
even know this nigga. This nigga recognize the person. Look
yo,
how short my leg is.
let me tell you
Bruh.
something. I look like Stephen A. I look like the preacher that you know is gonna steal the collection money. Like it's not going to the gate. It's not going to fix the church. I'm about to buy a new Benz. Like that's exactly how I look in this picture. That's crazy. This
Keep
violation.
them 20s clean. Yeah, I know moved around a little bit. I was trying to get that AI part in, man. I gotta talk to the upper ups, man.
Yeah. They didn't even do my sneakers right. Like them, those
Yo, you
was
see the
good.
shoes?
Those was
See the
good
shoes?
pair of sneakers I had on, man. They made my shit
Hey,
look like
man.
sketches. Like
Okay.
they ain't even.
Put my whole Nike sign on. I don't know what logo that is.
Oh,
Bring it back.
like, yo, that's nah, man. They did niggas dirty, man. I don't know. Yeah. They gave me the Stephen A. hairline and made me look like the church money stealing deacon. That's crazy. All right.
I ain't gonna hold you. You're mistaking my teddy bear for a monkey on the t-shirt. Whatever, bro. Back to the show, man. Back to the show.
Back to the
I'm like, yeah, they
show.
trying to
Wow.
say something. You know what? It's a cartoon. It's a cartoon. You better go.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I do have one quick question for you before we get into the important stuff of the day. As a straight married man, happy hour happens. People do have to work. If you walked into the happy hour and ended up being a full blown lesbian bar, it's not like I'm planning on own anybody, so safe territory for everybody. It's easy if y'all. I don't want y'all don't want me. I think we really just have a good time here. Like, is there a rule? Like, should you not be there? Are you like wrong place, wrong time? What's the rule?
No, to be honest with you, um, at this big age, I have the least amount of expectations on top of being married. There's a lot of crazy motherfuckers out there in the first place. So 9 times out of 10, I'm not even trying to make a friend. If I'm going in a bar, I don't even go in bars by myself. So I'm there to talk to the people I'm with or talk to the people I'm going there to network with. And then I'm taking my ass home. So yeah, man, there doesn't need to be a rule. I don't think it should be frowned upon. I'm just there to, get in, do my business, and get out.
Now, if you walked in, all eyes came your way, like, you invited this? You just pick up your cup and go. You gonna ride through. You still go to the bar.
I'm gonna ride this out. I'm gonna ride this out. I want somebody to
Okay,
walk over to me and tell me, this is a non-penis bar. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're gonna have to excuse, they're gonna have to give me a solid reason, pause, to get out of there. Because I'm gonna sit down and enjoy my drink. Because number
You
one, I
notice
know
what he
they
just
got
said.
probably the best service there.
Oh, for sure. Everybody tips. No pun intended. But yeah, you definitely gonna have a stack up to you like, bruh, I ain't in the mood for no competition this evening. Like, hey man, I'm not here for that. Enjoy, please.
Seriously, they won't even know I'm there. Like, there's very few functions that you could find that are all women, and it's a bad time. Very few functions.
I thought it'd be a good place to be.
Seriously, you know what I'm
You
saying? So why who am I to not be a part of such a great atmosphere and then take my ass home? All good. Oh man. All right, man. Anything else before we move on? Oh, I can't hear you, bro.
Definitely hit that mute button by accident.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
that's all I got. That's all I got.
All right. All right. So we're heading over to awareness and acknowledgments, man. If you are a fan of the show, you know every week we always highlight what's going on in the month. And being that it is April, number one, we hope nobody pulled none of those corny April Fool's jokes on you. We're all grown, think it's over with, right? But one thing we definitely want to highlight first is it is Autism Awareness Month. We have talked about autism a lot on this show. If you are following us on YouTube or you're not following us on YouTube, you definitely want to go subscribe and you want to look at all of our old episodes where we have different people who are doing work in the autism field, um, caregivers who have children with autism. A lot of good information that you can go and do your research on. And of course, you can always go to trusted resources. But one of the main things we definitely want to highlight here is ASD, which is autism spectrum disorder, or simply autism. It is a neurodevelopmental condition characterized by persistent challenges in social communication and interaction, along with restricted and repetitive behaviors or interests. Now, for a long time within our society, autism was just this mythical thing that nobody really wanted to get into. It was just thought of that, oh, they'll grow out of it, or it was just really no real science behind it. A lot of that has changed, and I think the last information I seen from the CDC is like 1 in every 36 children are diagnosed with autism since I believe 2018. Back in 2018, it was like 1 in 68 children were diagnosed with autism. Resources are very scarce. I can only speak for New York City. When my wife and I found out that our son was diagnosed, I always give credit to my wife. Without her fighting, consistently harassing, looking into resources, making sure she was on top of it, who knows what would have happened. So if anybody out there is struggling, I suggest you definitely tap in to what the resources are with the current state of the DOE and what's happening with the administration. I'm not even quite sure what they still even have funds for, but I would
That's
definitely start with your pediatrician if you have a child who you suspect may have autism. And listen, do not be afraid to tap into your network around you. There is nothing to be ashamed of. You need the resources, you need the information. I guarantee you it is out there, and just take advantage of it. But we definitely starting there, and definitely sending salutations for everyone who has a child who is neurodivergent. Keep up the good fight, man. We need to keep the support behind them and definitely shape this world to be better fit for them. We live in an ableist society, so I believe we all should have the ability to make it inclusive to everyone, no matter what disability they may be living with.
absolutely well said,
um
brother.
Thank you. And then it is also Minority Health Awareness Month. Kenny and I always talk about, fellas, make sure you go into the doctor, man. I don't care how tough you think you are, that shoulder pain that's been lingering, that chest pain, that cough that won't go away. Make sure you get yourself checked out, brothers, especially as black men. We have a high propensity for underlying diseases, man. So make sure you're checking
Right.
yourself out.
Speaking of that, CD Jake, like he was in the middle of one of his sermons about a week ago. Experienced like a mild heart attack mid sermon. It was super scary for everybody in the crowd. Thank God, he's okay. It's just more of a scare than something more serious, but that's not a reminder to take care of your health. You know, one of the men that follow God to one of the highest tier.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, I mean, prayer isn't enough. Health, but do your own due diligence. You know what I mean? Like Sean said, man, hit those
Yep.
doctors, man. Get those checkups for sure.
Yep. That's a fact. That's a fact. All right, man. As we continue to move through, man, it is the end of Q1. And every year, you know what I'm saying? What was this year four? Riding out. Um, we like to do check-ins, man. You know what I'm saying? We like to do check-ins and see exactly what is happening out there. How has quarter one been for you so far? I'll put it in the chat. And my man Kenny, man, let me know, how has Q1 been for you?
Um, yeah, hectic, hectic. That's the best I can really put it. Um, roller coasters go up and down. It's just, I'm like, I'm like, we ain't hit the bottom yet. You know, what I mean? I'm still waiting for one of the valleys to, turn into a hill on the up climb. But listen, Q1 was rough. New Year's and to the 31st was rough. You know what I'm saying? But it's getting through though. I think Q1 was rough, just so Q2 and 3 could be a lot better for me, hopefully. But, it was definitely an eye opener on many levels, from personal, business, and with work. A lot of things that I didn't know about at the end of Q4 last year, I did discover over these last few months. But I can take all those jewels and turn them into something a bit precious for us in Q2 for sure. How about you, my man? How's Q1 treating you on the 0 to 10 scale? Where you at?
Oof. I would say Q3 was I mean Q1 was I would say it was a solid 3. It
Hmm.
was a solid 3, man, because it was just a whole lot of managing emotions, managing a large amount of responsibility, um similar to what you were saying, uncovering things that I didn't know about coming into the year that now I really have to keep my eye on. Even though there was some positive that came out of it, it's still going to be a very long road. So Q1 definitely, yeah, it took me to the cleaners, man. It was like a heavyweight round one match. I was in the corner and it was just body shots, man.
Hmm.
So but hopefully I'm hoping Q2, you know what I mean? Came back, come back a little stronger, sort some things out, create sort of a vision for the next 3 quarters, man, and just kind of ride that out. But yeah, like this one just sometimes felt like I was an autopilot, just kind of watching things happening around me. And I'm like, wait a minute, that don't
I'm
make
in the
sense.
car and I am not driving.
Yeah, like that don't make sense. Don't do that. You did it. It didn't work out. Fuck. Like,
Told you. Mentally. Hey, listen.
yeah, man. Crazy stuff. Man, crazy stuff. Anything surprise you to start this first quarter?
Um, shit, outside of the AI graphics, not as skinny as I thought it was. Um, any big surprises? Yeah, putting faith in those that didn't have faith in you is a weird conversation when it's realized in real time.
Mm,
I picked up on that a few different instances in Q1 for sure. Um, just assuming someone had the mental edge to get something done, and to find out they were below qualified in the
mm,
situation at hand. But I'm like,
yeah.
what the resume said, we're gonna work through it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of those this first Q, but outside of that though, how was it on the bad side? For the good side, um, damn, Q2 man, a lot of bad things.
He said, "I get back to you in 3 months."
I get back to you. I'll be down to early Q2. Put it that way. How about you? Any prizes for you for 6 months?
Yeah, yeah, man. I would say the lack of retention,
Mhm.
and organization. I feel like I expected certain levels to have some sort of understanding of the history of how we got somewhere. So when it's
Mhm.
time to talk about fixing things, we don't have to rehash things over and over and over. But I'm learning that's just going to be this kind of year this year. And now I just got to mentally prepare myself for, all right, what's the best way to deliver this information without driving myself crazy to keep repeating it. So that's the jewel that I'm bringing in the Q2 to kind of set up, whether it's a written one pager or whether it's a standing document that lives somewhere where somebody can go and read it. Um, it's difficult in the personal, man, because shit, you just got to deal with it, right? But at least on a professional level, I think it's there's a way to kind of solve that. On the
Mhm.
good side, though, I do have to say, um, definitely surprise myself in taking some steps towards more future goals. Just kind of seeing how everything's gonna iron out. Definitely focused up and the discipline on not doing certain things just to make sure I can get stuff done. I think that's been surprising to me because I love me a good time, man. So,
Big
but
fan.
yeah, but definitely had to focus up a lot in Q1.
That's for sure. I saw, of course, it was a bit of an interview. I got the gentleman's name. And he said, a man isn't a man until he's at least 42,
Mm.
as far as having the time to fail, recoup, figure out what you did, fix those mistakes, gain new outlooks on life, whether it be family, marriage, death, unfortunately. Um, you have to get that old to live a life, to have like a man perspective. We kind of displayed it. I was like, damn, I always thought I was a kid, but I'm not even yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta step it up a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's powerful. That's definitely powerful. With experience, yeah, it does open your eyes to, a different type of path that you could take, and then it's up to you to choose that. So that is a powerful statement. Yeah, man. Any valuable lessons come out of Q1?
It's probably a bad news, but more of an uncomfortable truth. Uh,
Mm.
don't think you are as good as you think you are, because you might not be. I had a lot of, you remember back in the day, long line at the club. Oh, no, no, I know the bouncer. You ever walk past everybody to get to the front and he's off tonight? This is another guy. So you just there like, oh no, I'm a regular. It was Wednesday night. It's like, back of the line, buddy. See when I get back
Yeah.
here. Talk about this. You know what I mean? I had a lot of moments like that. But, those definitely come with valuable lessons as far as not being comfortable because you never know. You never know. How about you? Any valuable lessons that you can take with you?
um Always plan for the worst expectation, even when it seems like the path is towards a solution. And I say that because I think this year, what I've consistently seen is if the mission is threatened, then people are quick to revamp everything before they give it a chance to stand in their mission. And
Mm,
when you've built yourself up to stand for something and learn something and be in that space wholeheartedly with your full self, and you start to see the people around you retreat from it, it puts you in a position now where it's like, yo, you gotta kind of be cognizant of, what the impact of that will be. And that
Mhm,
definitely let me learn that, number one, some of the decisions I made in the past were good because of
mhm,
some of the stuff that's happening right now, but also definitely got to tighten up. And you'll hear me say it a lot tonight, focus up, because clearly the mission has changed, and
mhm.
you got to be aligned with that mission. Otherwise, you might be a casualty of that joint. And if you don't got something on your own where you ain't got to call yourself a boss, it can it can put you in a very bad spot. And this is one of those years, y'all. I can't stress enough. Got to be careful. You got to pay attention to what's going on financially. You got to pay attention to what's going on in the world. This is going to be one of those really tough years. I hate to. I don't want to sound all like, you know the world is ending or anything like that, but don't be blinded by too much information. But also don't think shit's sweet because everything's peaches and cream in your bubble. There's a
Yeah,
storm going on out there.
man. Better bundle up. Fact,
That's for
fact,
sure.
sure.
That's for sure.
All right. Fuck you when we out.
All right, we got some participation from Shay Sweet Things in regards to let's stay with the Q1 first. Q1 has
Mhm.
been harsh, back to back, but definitely building people to be stronger for anything else to come. And then she also weighed in on the straight guys in the lesbian bar. She said straight guys should be allowed in a lesbian bar as long as they know how to mind their manners. A lot of guys are disrespectful. That's true.
Damn. Aperture.
Yep.
Appreciate that shit, sweet things.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, man. Moving over to our question segment, man, keeping things rolling. I really, really like these two because they are very on point with stuff that I think goes on very often, especially if you're in a professional setting. If you are in a professional setting, and probably even if you're in college and stuff like that, there's a ton of acronyms that are being thrown at you, right? And these are those simple times where somebody's in the middle of a conversation or in the middle of a meeting and they start throwing a simple set of letters together when they can simply tell you what it means.
Right.
Are we at the point where it is time to do away with acronyms in a professional setting?
As much as you would want to, you need them. Especially, I know on your side with healthcare, a lot of like long versions of text is abbreviated,
Yeah.
just just to keep the conversation going a second faster. You know what I mean? So, you have to spell out one every time. Get annoying. Um, but I do feel like acronyms should start at an age 30 and up. If you're under 30, you use acronyms yet. Because your version of acronyms and my version of acronyms might not be the same set of acronyms. Like the kids and the texting those acronyms, I gotta Google like I don't know what those three letters together mean. Let me go see what this really means. Okay, so I can have a real response. But professional settings acronym uh, be age appropriate, but it'll be tough to get rid of them. It's a lot of jargon and lingo.
Yeah.
Just shorten up because it's quicker.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think acronyms should stay for the same reason that you are given. I do think there should be some sort of precursor or, just over overarching explanation towards what the acronyms are actually talking about. And then I think there should be a limitation to within your speech how many acronyms that you actually throw out there, because if you're talking about today, we're gonna go over the standard KPIs and let's make sure before EOW that we have a clear, what I'm saying, ROI
Everybody,
on these results. you know,
everybody's like, "Yeah, was that in the handbook? I get that."
yeah, you know what I mean. Like sometimes it's just like, all right, I think you've met the acronym quota. I think there should at least be an acronym quota, but I agree with you. I think acronyms do have their place in shortening the time, right? Not all of us have a long period of time to hear what you have to say, and we all have a iPhone or a Google phone where if you don't
Figure
know
it
it,
out.
you can look it up.
Figure it out
So
real
it's
fast.
all good.
I guess kind of repeat what I said earlier. The acronyms, you got to know your audience.
Yeah.
If they don't know what little things are, don't say them. Man. But if you're talking to a veteran like you can spit that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, rapid fire. There's 4 or 5 of those in one sentence. Yes. I mean, but yeah, know your audience for sure.
Yeah.
Audience, read the room.
Read the room, that's
Uh,
for sure, man. All right. So our main topic of the night, man, started adding these quotes in here to really spark the conversation and see how everybody's feeling about things out there. This one is from the good people at Good Minds Quote on Instagram. Shout out to them. And as you can see here, if you think having uncomfortable conversations is hard, wait until you see the results of not having them. Now,
mm,
when I first saw this, it definitely hit home because it reminded me of situations where you kind of put things off. Maybe I'm reading into it too much, or they have to know that this wasn't right, and they'll get it eventually. And really didn't go good when it came to a head, and everything I thought really wasn't what it was. So,
mhm.
what do you think when you hear this, man?
I thought of moms. Closed mouths. It just works out that way. Like hard to get something to the next one if you don't have the guts to say it. I didn't deserve it. Sucks because you might have just been shy. You truly did deserve it. I mean, but if you didn't have enough courage, get that out, put that on the table for others to see and recognize and respect, you just be there, suffering in silence because you're saying that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, as uncomfortable as it is, you'll never get any results without it. Like you gotta be able to step into that zone that might not have stepped in before.
Hmm.
Yeah, I immediately thought of mom because every time I'd be like, "Yeah, we go to McDonald's today." No, nigga, every time I ask, I can't go. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
one time I don't in the drive-through, I'm like, I don't say shit. You know what I mean? Oh man, growing up was a big trick. What was your first thoughts though when you got this, having a couple of convos is hard when you see the results of not doing
Oh yeah, I mean it taught me about a lot of real life experiences, man. It's funny, like with my mom, we definitely had a lot of uncomfortable conversations, but it really came from just after a while just feeling like, yo, this isn't right. You know what I mean? Like this isn't right. And I love my mom enough that I feel like I should be able to tell her this. And then in those moments when we started to have the conversation and I realized where it was going, it was almost like I wasn't uncomfortable to have it, but it still wasn't going anywhere. But then it made me think of times where I know I should have probably said something in certain situations and had those conversations and didn't. And then, yeah, just like the quote is saying, the results of them a lot of times don't turn out good. And I also want people to think about the simple fact, if they can, that even if the results of not having that conversation didn't lead to anything, sometimes nothing happening is a negative result. Because just imagine if you had that conversation, how much more open things could be. Because essentially, you and this person never talking about this uncomfortable subject, essentially you're having, you're tiptoeing around it. You never have that conversation, and it almost limits the type of relationship and abilities that you could have had together. And every situation is unique, but it does, give me that sense of what if.
it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, for everybody tuning in tonight. Oh, I see Shay Sweet Thing said 100 changes come from stepping out of the comfort zone. Absolutely.
Mhm. I agree
So
with that.
can you put it in the chat to everybody, man? Are you okay with having uncomfortable conversations? Let us know if you are and why. I'll kick things off here, man. I definitely at this big age am, because I just feel like I don't have that much time to tiptoe around serious ideas that I'm passionate about, and especially if it involves people that I care about or are
Mhm.
very intimately involved in whatever the situation is. And I find confidence in having those conversations. And yeah, that's where I'm at with it, man. What about you?
I think I put a coping mechanism on because I do enjoy awkward. You know what I mean? So I'm a fan of awkward for whatever reason, maybe. Like, see somebody in the office, I'm the guy to go, yo, so, or something right there. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Oh, thanks, bro. Shit, man. Well, no, it's candy. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whichever. But I'm okay having that uncomfortable conversation. I don't look at it as uncomfortable. Like, even if it to be a bit awkward. We can get through this.
Yeah.
Just listen for a second. You know what I mean? So I think me changing that verbiage just slightly makes it okay.
Okay.
It's weird. I can't really find it, but big fan of awkward.
No, that's good. That's fair. That's fair, man. So let's take it up a notch, man. In the event that you have to have an uncomfortable conversation, do you find it tougher when it involves a certain group of people, and like, let's say the difference between family, friends, a boss, police, like depending on the group?
When money, time, table, that's when things get a little uncomfortable. If I got
Mm,
want some time from you, so you go like, yo, man, we got to have this conversation. We put on this shit, boss. It's review time, and it's on the table. It's like, I let her know. Yeah, kind of got to put your nuts on the table. Let her know who you are. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it'd be uncomfortable, but quiet. We gotta go. So um, is it tougher? I won't say it's tougher. I think it's like almost there's a goal in this one. The goal is to get more money with the work conversation. The goal is to go back home to your family with the conversation. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of know how to navigate it and see the finish line.
Yeah.
Um, I get caught up was in an uncomfortable stance where I had no idea how to. I don't even know what to expect. I just want to get to the end of it. You know what I mean? When you got those, that's
Yeah.
when shit could get tricky. How
Okay.
about you? Do you feel a certain group those different levels of uncomfortable? How do you with these combos?
With my boss, I gotta say he's established an open network of communication. Of course, I still manage some of the stuff that I talk to him about, but I definitely feel good having uncomfortable conversations with him. Family's always going to be tricky, because for me, the goal is always going to be to have the best relationship with my family. So I definitely take it in stride with what uncomfortable conversations I'm going to have. More than likely, I'm going to wait until it's like ultimately necessary, just because, my biggest concern is always going to be how are things going to be after this conversation. But I love the fact, I think now that we're all at that age now where I think we all know each other enough to have these conversations. But that's the honest to God truth of it. There's always going to be that, no matter what, the family is most important. So is this necessary to have the conversation? That will always be in my head.
Hmm, perspective.
All right, so just checking in over on IG. Shay Sweet Things in regards to, are you okay with having uncomfortable conversations? Yes, much needed, because relationships fall apart from holding feelings back. You will never fully understand one another without expressing your thoughts and feelings. SKL weighed in, with my age and what I do for a living. Uncomfortable conversations need to be had for positive work environment and personal life
Mhm.
balance, where your energy isn't being exposed to negativity. Life doesn't have time for that. And then Shay Sweet Things, I honestly won't. In regards to tougher, uncomfortable conversations, she's saying I honestly won't have it with everyone because not everyone is receptive to an open conversation.
That's
Okay,
good stuff today. Good stuff in the chat.
that's definitely.
Question
Um,
for you.
so yeah, go ahead, bro.
Okay. Okay. Is this someone who you feel like to this day you still have uncomfortable conversations with?
Your sister, your mother. Your mother is one of my toughest opponents to date. Um, and it's because of I think the same thing happened to you as a kid happened to me, where it was like going for a cup. And it was like, what you getting juice for? Did you just drink some juice? Like I feel
Maybe.
like yeah. I think I've only had one really tough conversation with your mother. And I think that was a little after dad passed away. But other than that, I think I'll always try to have the most calming and easygoing conversation. You know what I mean? Just out of love and respect.
Hmm, I respect. That's cool.
Mm.
Yeah, for sure. Mom has, you know, it is because regardless of your question, the topic, there's a side comment, and it's not going to be delivered on the sideline. It's going to be on the field. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, these ain't giving. This is sideline talk. You give it to me. The game clock is running, man. We can't. Like, you know, but she okay. She is queen, no hair on her tongue. But I just feel like you're being judged or critiqued before you even get to wherever the situation is with moms. But it's
Yeah.
moms. Yeah, she's definitely one of those to this day. Still having them. Let me think who else. Honestly, my older brother, Ramel. Because
Mm.
when you look up to somebody, you're always kind of weary of what they think about what you're about to do or gonna do or thinking of doing. And you
Mm.
kind of want them to be on board, but you also respect them because you know they'll always be honest at the same time. So you got to be ready for that. Hey, bro, I don't think this was the one. You got shit. I was hoping you wasn't gonna say that, but you probably said it for a reason. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So you try to avoid those uncomfortable truths. But you need them to prosper, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with both of these niggas. Man. Rough. I had a rough house, man. Many conversations. I walk into them two talking in the kitchen. Just stop talking and be like, look at me. Like, I'm in the wrong place.
Yep.
On outside, throw a football or something.
Yeah. Yeah, man. All right, we got Tanya weighing in on IG. I'm okay with having an uncomfortable conversation. Still carry the stuff from the ones I can't or couldn't have though. Huh? Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Especially I think what really hurts is either when so much time has passed by and you could have had those conversations and made things better, and you just think about all the time that was lost, or in the worst case scenario, that person is no longer here and you didn't have the chance to have those conversations. I think that's one of the most haunting things when it comes to uncomfortable conversations, especially, and I really feel for those people, especially those people who either feel guilt if they know someone who died from suicide, or if they feel like their conversation, that uncomfortable conversation, could have potentially, led to that person being here today. And now they got to walk around with that thought. So I can only imagine what those people are going through.
Ariana, oh, God, she pretty much summed that up before. She said, some uncomfortable conversations can be had. Takes two.
Hmm.
No matter how uncomfortable it is, if the other one can't respond or understand your point of view or doesn't have the capacity to,
Yeah.
you might as well be talking to yourself in the mirror, practicing this line. I mean, I mean, that's super factual.
Yeah, man. That's a fact. That's a fact. Um, so I mean, as we round this out, man, as we round this out, um, when you hear the last part of this statement, what are some of the results that come to mind? I know we've mentioned a few, but I'm just interested in maybe the audience and if you have anything extra to add, Kenny. The last part where it says, wait until you see the results of not having these conversations. What stands out for you there?
Number one, regret, wishing you did when you had the moment, at the time, you didn't capitalize on something. Iron was hot. You know what I'm saying? That Patrick Ewing looking back at that layup kind of feel.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. Like, you know what I mean? What could have been? You know what I'm saying? So, that's something you like. We're not psychics. Try to avoid that future. You could. You know what I'm saying? By kind of tackling, and you can't. So, yeah, I think regret is probably my number one things. You results you just don't want to see.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing I could add is I think the result of not having these conversations is creating this false sense of comfort that you never need to,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm,
now you never have to encounter someone in this manner, addressing something that you feel passionately about, being on the other end of receiving their responses, going through
mm,
that process of the back and forth communication. Um, it almost makes you wonder, like, will you ever be able to have these conversations? And then in some cases, does it cause people to shut down? Is that the main reason why they don't want to have these conversations? Because the minute they get a little too intense, they don't know how to respond in the moment. Yeah, it makes me think of a lot of those things because, there are people out there who have a tough time communicating, and when it becomes uncomfortable, all kinds of physical reactions starting to happen in that moment. So
mm.
yeah, it's interesting, man.
Fact. That's a fact. I got one for you. Any advice you got for someone who might be having trouble getting these like comfortable combos? Like, or what would you tell someone that's about to go into a combo?
Uh, Number one, breathe. You know what I mean?
That's how I make
The
combos.
natural, yeah, the natural human instinct when you are scared is to not breathe, right? Think about the first time you're doing a workout. You're like, don't breathe, you won't feel the pain. Like you're just trying to get through it. But breathing is so important because it's going to regulate your voice as you go through the process. And you sometimes you can't help if your voice cracks. Nervousness is nervousness, but you want to practice that, and having the conversations, those uncomfortable conversations more, will help you with that part. Speak from a place of confidence and fairness, right? You definitely want to sound like you are sure about what you're saying, but don't make it sound like you're trying to come at this person, because nobody wants somebody to just come at them, because naturally they're not going to receive it well. Stick with the facts. Don't come from a place of emotion. Come from a place of what's actually happening, and keep your feelings from you. Don't make it people feel or we feel. Use I statements. You know what I mean? If it's you expressing your opinion, that's on you. Don't make any judgments towards them. You're just speaking from your perspective. Know your audience. Some people are ready for this conversation and some people aren't. And as much as you may feel like it's the time to have this conversation, go in knowing that this person may not receive the first three words that you say out of your mouth, depending on what they are, and be ready for that. Right? That comes with knowing your audience. And then most of all, prepare for all possible outcomes, both good and bad, because it can go either way. It can go
Yeah.
where the conversation is received, which is good. Doesn't mean they're going to change anything or you're definitely going to get a positive result, but you were able to have the discussion, have a back and forth, hear what they felt, they heard what you felt, and be prepared for things to potentially change after that, both in a positive and negative way. but feel comfortable in the fact that it possibly is that time in you and that person's life that you've walked with them as far as you can in that journey. And it's time for them to probably walk on their own if they feel like what you're bringing to the table isn't good enough for them.
True, true. Dig it. I can dig it. Also, me and my man T is always laugh about. Don't underestimate the beast, whatever it may be. If, we used to play with that as far as like sneaker releases. See, nah, nobody coming for these. Man. Get there, 10 o'clock. Biggie. You know what I'm saying? Not around the corner. It's like, damn, I don't think it's one of these. You know what I mean? But same with uncomfortable conversations. Don't think you're asking for or what you're going to be brought up. You reject it. Don't think that it's gonna. Don't. If you go in negative, you might get negative out of it. But if you're going, like you said, being prepared, sticking to what you know, understanding the room. 9 out of 10 times, it usually goes your way. And if not, though, you know exactly what to do next time to make sure it does happen. You know what I'm saying? So every lesson is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? For sure. For sure.
Drop mic on that one. Absolutely.
That's it.
Listen, man, another really good discussion in our main topic, man. We will continue to bring questions like this. Once again, shout out to the good people at Good Minds Quote on IG for producing our content today. This is really, really good. Just for the soul, man, for the mind, a little time to, really check into those thoughts that you probably tuck away or suppress just because you don't really want to get into it. But I can't stress enough how it can make you better people out there. Because if you can communicate in this world, man, you can make a lot of shit happen, brother. Because if you're not like physically skilled, if you got the gift of this, you can make a lot of things happen for yourself.
Where a lot of people that's not skilled, they got that skill, got the bag. You know what I'm saying? It's all about how it's delivered. How that ugly nigga get her? Well, I got Riz. That's how he did it. Look at me now. Anything else on this one?
Nah, man. Nah, this was great, brother.
Before we jump into sports, got a quick partner question for you. Not your partner for X amount of time, but have you ever seen your partner run full speed, like no treadmill, just having to run full speed for some reason?
Yes. Yes,
oh God. Can you share the story?
So she's a runner. Like, you know what I mean? My wife used to run, so she's a runner. And the first time I got to see her run full speed, I forgot she was always late. We were always late for the bus. So I remember one time we had, spent the night when she lived in the Bronx. We had spent the night by her place, and we had to run out to go catch the bus. And when I tell you, she was like, "Yo, yo, man!" I found out I was out here with fucking Gabby Douglas, man. Like it was no joke. It was no joke.
Ring it this whole time.
I was like, "Where are you hiding your medal?" She was a runner, and not to mention, it was a beautiful sight to see from behind. So I didn't mind getting dusted.
You said this is a race. I don't mind losing. Oh God.
What about you, Rip?
I was thinking about this one. In all my years, I'm not sure if I've ever seen my wife run like full speed. I seen like jogs. I seen like whoas. Never like booking it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we got somewhere to be, and this is the only mode of transport that I got to get there. I don't think I've seen it. She might have a 4.2 speed in her. I have no idea. I've heard. Hey, now she's told me stories like, "Hey, I used to run track. I was yes, one of the teams.
Like break out the VHS.
you're like, what's your YouTube back then? Let me see it. Right? I mean, it's one of those. So I'm just like, I believe you. I'm not going. I know you don't have no video proof, but I think you're worth for it. You know what I'm saying? I would love one eyewitness one day, but I'm not looking for him. But
True.
it would be cool if somebody go, hey, that's your what? Listen, man, back in the 1900s, he was quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, because hey, we're talking about being kids. That's way back. So
Yeah.
if you had this, like, yo, if you get some 4-4 speed in you, let me
My
know.
man said right before prohibition, she was killing
she was killing before the blues stopped.
Oh man. So all right. So hey, listen, you done started this, right?
Yeah, nah.
So now, since you've never seen it, right? Look at your wife now. Like, do you think she's got the Achilles and calf strength at this big age to book it if you needed to?
Scared might blow an ACL, man. I don't want to see. I don't want you to like, because when the mind think you can do it, the body try to follow as long as it could. Y'all both gonna find out in real time. We're not on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Like something comes off. I mean, yeah, I would hate to see an ACL go like broad daylight sidewalk. You know what I mean? Just, like running from a dog or some shit, like a stray dog in the street. Oh,
Yeah.
you fell? Now you food. Yeah, baby.
Like food.
Crawl.
Yeah.
I'm saying, where you go? What's that?
Yeah.
I'll ask her though. See, she's like,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely nervous about how my family runs. Like, there's times when we come home, my son, he doesn't pick up his feet. And then my wife, she's getting up there and she barely pick up her feet as it is.
man.
I can definitely see a knee popping on her and him just tripping on his feet. Like he doesn't he doesn't have like his body's upright, but then his upper body is forward, and then he's just not picking. Like it just, I just be like, yo, if we ever get chased, you guys are dead. Like there's no saving y'all. Y'all are done.
That's my next question. Like, if you and the family are in immediate danger, we all gotta book it simultaneously. Like, are you like what's your position in this race? Are you first, second, third? Were you making sure first and second is in front of you? Are you like first, second, back? Like what you doing? Like, yo, I am gaining a lot of traction on here. This shit, what you doing, man? What's your position in this race?
Yo, I'm definitely I'm in a very sad first because I'm looking back with like so much sadness that my family's getting ripped apart. But I got to tell the story. Like,
somebody got to tell the tale.
I can tell you, yo, man. Like I swear, I be telling my son when he runs, like, yo, pick your knees up, bro. Like he doesn't pick his knees up. It's crazy.
Shit, yeah, if we have to run simultaneously, I think I shoot up some greens. I'm gonna run head on. I'll skip sideways. Like, yo, come on, we go. Hey, come on, keep up. Once everybody saw, gaining or catching up, my man Paul Lennox little leg. Pick him up, let's go. Like, but I would start with the side gallop. Everybody kind of caught up, and I'll get my shoulders right and get out of there.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. That was a good one. Yeah, man. I'm glad you brought that up. 'Cause I remember one Sunday morning we was coming home from the in-laws and they wanted to race to the house, and I'm just like, I'm not going to urgent care if these
I don't.
And they know I tell them all the time when they do too many sudden moves or they start wrestling around, I'm like, I'm not going to urgent care. I'm telling y'all that shit right now. Like crazy shit, man.
Time on a Wednesday for that.
Yeah, man. All right, man. We're gonna head into FCP Sports Corner real quick before we wrap things up. We will keep this pretty brief. It is Final Four weekend coming up. Hell of an elite.
Uh-huh.
man, Duke and Houston pretty much cruised to victory in their games. Texas Tech gave Florida some competition, but I think Florida quickly took over in the second half. Michigan State did their best to hang in there, but
Facts.
Auburn did prevail, man. So the Final Four is set. All number one seeds for the men's Final Four. This has not happened since 2008, and it's only the second time in history of the tourney that this has happened. So April 5th, man, is going down, man. Auburn versus Florida, Duke versus Houston. Listen, I'm riding with Florida. I think they're gonna knock off Auburn, man. I think Clayton Jr. is really having just an amazing tourney. And yo, man, I'm all for Mr. Miller. I love seeing his son out there doing his thing on Houston, but Cooper Flag, Cooper Flag and Tyrese Proctor in a whole they're playing in a whole nother universe. And I really don't see nobody stopping these kids, man. I think they take out Houston. And I think Florida makes it interesting in the beginning with Duke, but Duke overwhelms them. And I think the Blue Devils bring home the championship on Monday.
I'm just waiting for the Florida Duke game. I'm just curious to see what Florida's gonna try to contain those two.
Yeah.
So, but I think like you said, they might figure it out in the first half. There'll be readjustments. That's gonna be go time for the Blue Devils. They're gonna take care of biz.
Yeah, man.
But hey, man, it's not over. Houston and Auburn. You know what I mean? They got something in the warehouse. It's time to bring it out. This is the uncomfortable truth. Time to man up.
Yeah, anything's possible, man. A bad shooting night can change everything. So, but right now, Tyrese Proctor has been lights out. Cooper Flag, he's not even really giving us the full-fledged game that he has. It's almost like you see sometimes he's trying to get his teammates involved.
Mhm.
So, being this close to the chip, I think we're going to see a totally different Cooper in these next two games. So yeah, man, and then yeah, man, and then going over to the women's side, man. First things first, man. We got to congratulate this young lady right here, Juju Watkins. Voted the National Player of the Year. Amazing season. Terrible way it ended against Mississippi State, but the recognition is definitely deserved, man. Shout out to her. We'll see where she ends up, whether she runs it back or takes her talents to the W. Either way, like we said last week, we know she's going to be really good.
Facts.
All right, so getting into the women's Final Four, man. Just talking some quick Elite Eight business. Paige Beckers was on a mission, had 31 points. I felt sorry for USC, man. As we just said, they didn't have Juju, but they did try their best. And after the second quarter, man, UConn just started to pull away, and Paige just started to hit shots from all over the place. And I can't forget Sarah Strong, man. She's a beast, man. Had a double-double, 22 points, 17 boards. I mean, it was just amazing to watch these young ladies work. And they are back in the Final Four. I think, what is this, 16 out of 17 tournaments in the Final Four? Like, this is wild.
They had a stupid number of just getting here. You know what I'm saying? Like a dumb number.
Yo, ridiculous, man. What is it? What is it? Oh, yeah, South Carolina was able to come from behind and beat Duke, man. I was worried for Dawn Staley and them. Duke was giving them fits.
Hey, question, man. Think the refs has something to do with this one?
Listen, man. I'm pledging to the state of Dawn Staley, man. Like she can't do no wrong in my book.
Facts.
Absolutely. And then UCLA handled LSU, man. And Lauren Betts was a phenomenal. She was phenomenal in that game, and I think she even won Defensive Player of the Year in NCAA women's basketball. Hell of a run for Flau'jae. I think she had like 28 or something like that. And then Anissa Morrow did her thing. So listen, man. I mean, Flau'jae could do whatever she wants. She can continue collecting that NIL money.
She's a sophomore or junior?
That is a great question. I'm gonna find out right now for you.
I think she's a junior, but don't hold me to it. You might know. But yeah, she can do another year. You're the king of the campus. Let's try it again. NIL money's going. I got commercials mid game. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all working out.
Very true. Very true. Let me see here. You figure this shit will pop up fast, man.
Did you see the LSU women's coach after post game?
Yo, she was serving mad dirty looks. Like, fuck y'all.
He's like, yo, y'all know I don't want to be up there trying win, yo. Fuck y'all want from me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, give you a lot of smoke.
Yeah. Yeah. So Florge is a junior. She's a junior. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, man, she got options.
Yeah. And you think about it, right? With the collective bargaining agreement happening for the W, there's really no rush for her. She can literally wait and see what this agreement does, and come out and benefit from it. So,
Listen, her likeness in NIL, sadly, unfortunately, might be equivalent to WNBA rookie bread anyway. So, like, if I'm the king of the castle, like, do I need another house right now? Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
right.
we'll see, though. We'll see.
Yeah, man. And then Texas handled their business against TCU, man. Haley Van Lith. She ends a stellar college career, and we look forward to seeing where she lands in the W, man. From Louisville to LSU to TCU, Haley Van Lith, she's gonna be. I think she should be a good WNBA player.
Yeah, I think she'll be solid. Because she got a well-rounded upbringing in that regard. She learned from a lot of different coaches and elite kind of styles of play.
Mm-hmm.
She probably found the one that works with her skill set. She'll take it to the next level for sure. Got faith in her.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, who you got?
This is UConn South Carolina match at the end. No disrespect to Texas UCLA. Love you guys. But Paige Beckers and Staley and the crew. I can't. I hate to go against South Carolina, man. But you know this for Paige on the low. This is fake redemption yet because he had the injury. Everybody's like, "Yo, you'll be back. You'll be back." And she on one like, "Watch when I get there, though. I'm taking heads off." You can see the switch. You can see the switch turn mid game every time she go. Nah, I'm not leaving this in your hands. Like, but Dawn said she's gonna double the shit out of it. If you can do that with 4 hands in your face, more power to you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I think Paige and Ariana, man, I think we can get it done in South Carolina. Not in South Carolina, or is it Tampa? But I think they edge out over South Carolina by like maybe like an early OT. What you got in that one?
I definitely got UConn making it to the championship game, man. I love Don Staley, bro. I really do. I really do. But this Texas team they're not a slouch. They are not a slouch. And that Duke game, these last 2 games for South Carolina, they didn't. Yeah, man, they were tough. They were really tough. And Texas, they got some tough players over there, man. I'm going with a Texas upset. I don't think South Carolina makes it out of it. Yeah, I don't think South Carolina gets there. I think Texas is gonna come and like this is too big of a stage. This is too big of a name. I think Texas gets the upset against South Carolina, and I think Paige brings it home against Texas in the championship game. Man, like if you look at the last 2 games, man, SC is just they've been hanging in there, and I don't know, man. Something about Texas and what they bring in is.
I know. South Carolina right now.
This reminds me of Melo in the Final
Tom
Four in
Brady
Syracuse, man. Like,
yeah. We shall see.
Man, I don't know.
It's gonna be.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like this
Friday.
there hasn't really been too much shakeup. There hasn't really been too much shakeup in this March Madness. So all the top teams for the better part of it are here, but. I don't know, man. I feel like Texas is gonna shake the world up on what is it whenever they play.
All right. Friday night gonna be a busy one.
Yes, sir. All right, heading over to NBA action, man. We are big fans of Carmelo Anthony here. Just bringing him up just now. he officially got the nod that he will be elected into the Basketball Hall of Fame class of 2025. I recently watched his latest episode of 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, where he was talking about this with Dwayne Wade, and he was wondering, like, you get to pick a person who's already in the Hall of Fame to introduce you and bring you in. So he was kind of talking about who he would want to bring him out. Most people call like Michael Jordan, they call some of the real OGs. And it was cool. Dwayne Wade actually had Allen Iverson introduce him for the Hall of Fame. So it'll be interesting to see who Melo taps into to introduce him into the Hall of Fame, man. But definitely amazing career. Yo, listen, this is the W that they needed because Kion Anthony, his son, got snubbed out of the McDonald's All-American game. I don't understand how you're number one player in New York and you win the MVP at the Throne tournament over the weekend. The kid has done every single thing possible. So, and it's not a knock to the other kids that were chosen. I am nowhere near close to high school basketball in any way. But, what I have seen from Cayenne has been nothing but growth, progression, and pure dominance. So,
I haven't seen no low lights.
Yeah.
No low lights from the boy.
Yep. All right, man. Moving on, WNBA. Candace Parker will have her jersey retired, number 3, on June 29th. She becomes the third player to have her jersey retired by the franchise, joining Hall of Famer Lisa Leslie, whose number 9 jersey was retired in 2010, and former player and general manager Penny Toller, whose number 11 jersey was retired in 2006. Parker was twice named the WMVP in her 13 seasons with the Sparks, who she also led to a title in 2016. When she left the Sparks as a free agent in 2021, she went to Chicago, her hometown, the Sky, led them to a title. Then she goes 2023, heads over to the Aces, and even though she missed most of that season with injury, won another title.
Brings a ring, baby.
Yeah,
I'm on a roster.
All of that, and I can't wait to see what she does with her post career. She's a great analyst. She always brings all the energy to the analyst table. Love seeing her during the NCAA tournament. She's a big Tennessee fan, so I know it hurt her when the girls and the guys lost. But yeah, man, shout out to Candace.
I really wish they picked a different photo. She's so photogenic. They didn't need a post game pick. Wrap up the sports stuff. It's a couple niggas that's been hating, man. This first guy's up. Boys in Green Bay. They got some shit on their chest they're trying to kill.
Somebody got to shit, bro.
They are pushing a proposal to ban the tush push.
Mm-hmm.
It has support with NFL's competition committee. That's hate. Like this, if you are gonna do this, you gotta do this anonymously. It's gotta be like empty ballot. You know what I mean? Somebody said that we should do this. Them putting their name on, like, yeah, we hate that shit. that's crazy. That's crazy hate. That is crazy hate.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I get it, right? Like, if you feel like it's not like other teams can't attempt to do it, but it is a literal cheat code. Like, I have never seen, and this is me with limited knowledge in football. I have never seen a team have such an advantage of 100%, and they probably didn't do it one time. 100% completion on a play.
Yeah, we need a yard. We got you. Every time. every time.
Like, and I know, and you know who I know really supports this? Fucking the betting platforms. They are 100% like, yes, get rid of this shit because we're tired of paying these motherfuckers for Jalen Hurts touchdowns. Like, they know he's gonna score.
Getting 10 touchdowns a year just off these touch pushes.
Straight up.
Just taking money out of Saquon's pocket. But hey man, you can't beat him, bro. Can't beat him, sue him.
That's it.
Famous words of Drake.
Can't beat him.
Fuck it. Yeah, I hope they step on this, man. I don't want them. I don't want them taking that. It's fucked up. It's like, yeah, nobody's saying, yo, Wembanyama's too tall. Can't do it. He's not even jumping on these dunks, bro. Nah, no more 7, 8 niggas. That's what you're gonna tell him. It's not his fault. Gotta figure it out. Somebody tall. And the last piece, sports hate I saw. You saw the opening day for the Yankees this past weekend.
Yeah, I saw the PED. I
Well,
saw the PED
first 3
fiasco.
at-bats. Straight homers. The pitcher's like, yo, my ERA's through the fucking roof. How am I gonna? This is my first game average. You know how hard it's gonna be to get this down the rest of the season. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But listen, the Yankees have introduced something that's kind of been around, but kind of was frowned upon in the league. Something called the torpedo barrel bat, where it's the same size of a traditional bat, but a majority of the wood is shifted to the middle of the bat, where the baseball is going to make most of the contact. So it's maximum force of that going against maximum impact of baseball. Boy, are the results astounding. Yeah, niggas hitting out the park. So then it begged the question, is this cheating? Can you just do that? And MLB's like, yo, we improved it. Is it bad? Nigga? Like, get your pitches up. Like, yeah, that's what the MLB said. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm down. Like any advantage to the hitter, as long as not PEDs, the steroids. Granted, I wish Barry Bonds knew about this guy. They go to 200 home runs, but it is what it is. Have you seen it, and what do you feel the effect this would have on the league this year?
Yes, I did see it because I think right after that game where they scored like 20 something, everybody was like, wait a fucking minute. I swear, everybody was about to get tested the next day if they didn't come out with that article. But yes, I have seen it back. I think anything that helps baseball be interesting, I'm with. I'm sorry. Baseball has just been one of those sports for a long time that you kind of sat there and said, what? So this is what happens for how long? Like they can literally, like, if you've never been to a baseball game, people, this game can start around 7 o'clock. And it is likely that this game will not end until maybe 11 o'clock at night. It's a high likelihood because of just the way it was designed. So we're talking about 4 hours potentially. You just sitting there waiting for something magical to happen. So I am 100%. Yeah, I am 100% for bringing in something that's going to be like, all right, who's going to utilize this new innovative technology the right way? I'm all for it, bro.
I'm down. I'm all for unfair advantages. As long as they're legal.
Yeah.
I think the rich call it loopholes.
That's right.
I'm down. Yeah, anything else you got for the people on the Wednesday, my good man?
Oh man, listen, really appreciate everybody tapping in tonight, man. I think we had a really good discussion. Listen, get comfortable with those uncomfortable truth, those uncomfortable conversations, man. I promise you they will make you better as a person. They'll make relationships better with the people that you do business with, that you confide in, that you see yourself spending the rest of your life with. You definitely want to be comfortable with having uncomfortable conversations with that person. So y'all don't find out shit 5-10 years from now about each other that you don't like. But listen, if you're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, X, IG, or TikTok, thank you for tuning in tonight. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you head over to YouTube and subscribe as well. Hit the like button, comment, share this with your friends. Make sure they tune in next Wednesday. We always got something real cool popping off on here, as you can see here, man. you got the Panamanian Mike Epps and Fat Albert here every Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
GPT, I owe them niggas. Hey.
My man gonna pull up in Silicon Valley, just knocking niggas out. I feel you.
Who did this? Oh man.
Oh, bro. Anything from you before we get up out of here, man?
Yeah, man, be healthy, man. Don't let these AI tools, man, give you these uncomfortable truths to your face. You don't want that smoke. Stay healthy. Stay healthy out there, fellas.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Peace, y'all, man. Have a good night. We see y'all next week.
Yes, sir.